Hello and welcome to History for Little Uns, the show for curious tykes around the world. Today, we're traveling back to the ancient Mediterranean world to learn about a special recipe written down by an ancient author. Now's the time I read aloud from our special guest's letter. Let's see. Today we're talking about Apicius's moist hair, a dish made from the skinned corpse of a rabbit. Is this kid friendly? This meal would be consumed by elite diners, usually for dinner. So, kids, welcome our very special guest who's traveled through time and space to talk to you, the Roman Emperor Octavian. Good evening, children. There has been an error. My name is Augustus, and I am the Emperor of Rome. I have no affiliation with the man named Octavian. Though my empire and influence are vast, my legacy is in the people of Rome, and so all that I do for them. I have been chosen, based on popular vote, to participate in this cooking festival. I do not know what gods you worship, but I make this meal in honor of Aphrodite, who is oft associated with the prolific rabbit. Now, since we have already gathered our ingredients and supplies from the forum, my permanent friend, Cook, will begin by removing the thigh bones and tail, to be sacrificed later. I was feeling creative, so I chose to have the meat poached, and instructed Cook to add a vegetable cube into the pot for extra flavor. Once it's boiled, reduce to a simmer and add the rabbit. Rabbit is considered something of a delicacy in Greece. I don't quite understand why. They're rather common in Rome. As you all know, they're associated with Aphrodite and Eros. Apt, considering their prodigious ability to bear offspring. After 5 minutes have passed, remove the rabbit and oil it for the oven. Fun fact about olive oil: the Greeks would press it by hand, but the Romans developed presses designed with precision to avoid crushing the pits and infecting the oil with their vile flavor. While the meat roasts, prepare the sauce. Chop celery leaves, arugula, onion and garlic, and grind pepper. Pepper, of course, is a luxury which few can afford. But worry not, children. It's easy to get wrong, and too much leaves a terrible taste in the mouth. Before we use the onions, add more oil. Onions are popular, but they make my eyes sting severely. I advise being out of the room when your permanent friend chops them. When the onions are translucent, add the garlic and wine. The recipe calls for asafoetida, but I'd heard rumors that garlic, mixed with onion, produces a similar taste, so I had to try it. Wine I'll discuss later, when it's more important. Here we see Cook add in the savory. As we shall see shortly, Cook then forgets to add the celery seed. Children, remember, when someone makes a mistake, you should always reprimand them. Garum is called liquamen in Rome because it's liquefied fish. Did you know that? Observe the stirred arugula, which has replaced roux. It is widely known as an aphrodisiac, and one must consume it with salad to remain energized. Know this, children, for a lazy citizen is unappreciated by all. The final stage is cooking the meat in the sauce to soak up the flavor. Well, here we are in the final stages. When it's done, best to drink it with some molsum, that is to say, honeyed wine, or, if unavailable, spiced will do. Which, speaking of, I think it wise, since you are children, that I teach you some basic knowledge of wine. Watered wine is best, for barbarians and beasts drink the full stuff. It's uncouth to be drunk, and it's best to sip slowly, with dignity. Falernian wine is the most coveted, but if you can't procure it, Lesbos makes some delightful vintages. Unfortunately, we are now out of time. So, children, remember all that has been said, and make the Empire proud.
So it's not good, but it's not I want to vomit after eating it now.